PlayStation State of Play just happened. We got some trailers. I've got some thoughts about the whole thing, but I'm not ready to talk about that, so that's going to be a video for this weekend. Today, actually, I would like to talk about Lost Soul Aside, because god damn it, this game looks... And mind you, I'm 31.
Damn!
So I saw the very first trailer of Lost Soul Aside. Lost Soul Aside was first announced in 2016. That was 9 years ago. And when the game was first announced, I saw it and I was like, this is the game that we're gonna see. Everybody's gonna talk about it, and we're just never ever gonna get it. It's gonna be one of those tech demos that everybody's like, oh my god, if only the game was real. And boom, not only is the game real, it's coming out this year in 2025, May 30th. Is it May 30th? May 30th. I'm Isaac, and if you want to hear more of my stories, be sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's continue. We got a PlayStation blog article on Lost Soul Aside on our hands today. We're going to be discussing many things such as the world, the combat, a little bit about the story and how the game was made for PlayStation. A world that lives and breathes. Creating the world of Lost Soul Aside was like painting with imaginations on a sci-fi fantasy canvas. You'll traverse landscapes that feel alive, sunlit plains, mysterious ancient ruins, and alternate dimensions that buzz with energy. This world isn't just eye candy, it's filled with secrets, monsters, and unpredictable events that can keep you interested. When I read that, I cannot feel nothing else but excitement, because as much as I love fantasy settings, much as I love fantasy settings, I am kind of tired of the fantasy setting.
What?
I love it. It's fantastic. I just want to see a little bit more, something different. Take me to outer space. I would love to see some more third-person melee science fiction games. That's not something we get very often. So to see a developer taking on that challenge has me feeling very excited for the future of this game. Let's not forget how they said that the world is filled with secrets, monsters, and more, which to me kind of sounds like we might be getting some type of open world situation, or at the very least a hub type of situation like in God of War 2018 and in Ragnarok. Which again, I like, because we don't have a lot of hack and slasher or action heavy RPGs that are in open world, right? You have your Devil May Cry, which is extremely linear. Bayonetta, it's mission based. Solstice, also mission based. Pretty much every hack and slasher that we get, character action games, you're mostly going to be playing a level based game. I'd say at the moment, the most character action game that's really open world would be Final Fantasy 16, but even that game has separate hub areas for each location. You can't grab your chocobo and ride from one location all the way to another region. You have to use like the teleportation to go from one side of the country to the other. So we don't have open world. It'd be really sick. If anybody knows of character action games that are open world, let me know in the comments, because I would love to know that. They said secrets and monsters, which to me, once again, sounds like we might have some secret bosses. And you already know what it's gonna be like, right? You have your main bosses, which are going to be difficult, but then you're going to have your side bosses, and that's where the real difficulty is going to come in, which is great to bring about like accessibility, I suppose. If you want to have your game available to a bit more casual audience, they can mostly focus on the main story bosses, and the game is not like crushingly difficult. But then again, for the more hardcore players, you can have those side bosses. Now, this is, again, it's a way of having a difficulty slider without putting a difficulty slider in your game. Moving on to combat that packs a punch. Make combat so fluid, fast, and stylish that you never want to put the controller down. Kaser shape-shifting weapon adapts to your combat style. Are you a precise swordsman, a fan of devastating ranged attacks? Maybe you like high-speed mobility? Whatever your preference, the different type of weapons will serve you well. Again, we're getting a little bit of juicy information over here. Precise swordsman, that's 1. Devastating range, that's 2. Or being very mobile, that's 3. So this is a possibility of 3 different weapons, or maybe 3 different type of combat stances. What I'm most interested in knowing is if I can switch from weapon to weapon on the fly. Because if you're talking about having fast, smooth, stylish combat, you at the bare minimum have to be on the level of Devil May Cry 5, and they set the bar high. One standout moment during development was designing the boss battle. The fight with the towering dragon remains one of my personal favorites. It challenges you to juggle aerial dodges, perfectly timed counters, and relentless strikes. Not to mention, it's a visual feast like being part of your own epic action movie. When you say giant action set piece in an action game, what comes to mind is Final Fantasy 16 when you're fighting the icon, my bad, the icon of Earth, Titan. So if they have anything even remotely close to epic size boss battles, I am 100% down. Because as much as I love Final Fantasy 16, I do find the combat was a little too simple. And if this game is promising to have fast, smooth combat, it's my assumption that they're most likely not going to have timed abilities. Your abilities are most likely going to be inputs like in the DMC franchise. Again, this is just me guessing. I don't actually know. I'm not an insider yet. As I was saying, to have a mega battle of that scale with DMC style combat, that is nothing but wins in my book, and I am here, I am on board. The ticket has been bought, the ship is sailing, and I am gladly on it. Beneath the flashy move, there's depth for players who love to experiment. You can customize loadouts, chain synergistic combos, and even strategize with Arena, Kaser's dragon-like companion. His abilities aren't just support, they're game changers, turning tough battles in your favor when used wisely. Over here, they're talking about loadouts, which essentially translates to we're gonna have more weapons available than weapons you can have equipped on you at a time. That's what it's giving. That's the energy that it's giving me right now. It's saying that you can possibly have 2, maybe 3 weapons equipped at you on it per time, and then possibly Arena, that's the dragon's name, which I'm figuring out now. That dragon is probably gonna have some type of like ultimate ability, which allows it to like really change the battlefield, maybe like restore your health or do a massive AoE attack, something like that. That'd be pretty cool. And you're going to be able to mix and match the types of abilities you want Arena to have and the types of weapons you want Kaser to have. And I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again, I'm here for that. I'm like, the last bit of the paragraph says, Lost Soul Aside is designed to keep you on the edge of your seat, pushing your skills to the limit while rewarding creativity and precision. Which to me sounds like a style meter, perhaps. Does anybody else feel like there might be a style meter? Or is that just me? Maybe the more Maybe the more varied your combos, the more XP you get. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me how you feel. How about that? A story close to my heart. While combat takes center stage, Lost Soul Aside also weaves in a narrative about Kaser's journey of redemption and discovery. As he uncovers the truth about Arena and their shared power, players will encounter a mix of personal challenge and high-stakes conflicts. The story focuses on creating memorable moments and connections, offering surprise without overwhelming the gameplay experience. And yes, there's plenty of drama, because who doesn't love a good goss-worthy moment? I'm not against it. I love what Devil May Cry does. They keep the story very light and they keep the game very action focused. I love that. Please don't change it anytime. But I am 0% opposed to having a bit more dramatic story, but to have the gameplay be hack and slasher. Not every hack and slasher needs to have a super funny, couldn't care less character, but the actual story behind the mask is very, very depressing. You know, like not every character action game has to be that. We can have a serious story. We're adults here. It's okay. As I mentioned earlier, this game was made for PlayStation with lightning fast load times. With the PS5 SSD, you'll transition seamlessly between exploration and combat. Dual sensing magic. Feel the tension of every blade with swing with adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. 4K eye candy. The world comes alive in stunning detail with dynamic lighting and meticulous crafted environments. Ooh, pretty. PC players, don't worry, the game is fully optimized to deliver smooth performance and retain all the core gameplay features. I'm about it. And last but not least, it is a PlayStation game, and Sony gonna do what Sony gonna do, and we have the option to pre-order a deluxe edition of the game, which comes with an outfit of the original Kaizen, how he was first presented back in 2016, which was 9 years ago. Which again, possibly means that we're getting outfits. Changeable outfits, which I love in my character action games. If you're gonna let me style on my enemies with my combo, let me look just as stylish. Sometimes I gotta do an outfit swap, okay? I can't just always be black on black. Sometimes I gotta put, you know, a little yellow in there, maybe a little bit of green. Let me be stylish while I style on these. You feel me? That's it for today. Let me know how you feel. Are you excited for Lost Soul Aside? I hope you are. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. That'd be pretty cool. We're trying to get a full 100 before the end of the month. Let's do it. Until next time. Peace.